All right, so today I wanted to make a video on my favorite Canadian REITs, real estate investment trusts. I do have a total of 6, and I'm just going to get it right into it here. The first one's Slate Grocery REIT. It's ticker symbol SGR.UN. This is one that you're buying specifically for the dividend and for further diversification. Obviously, this is a grocery REIT. Um, and again, if you look over the last or year to date, this one's basically flat. I mean, it started the year at 14.6. It's currently at 14.21. So again, definitely shielded you against the crazy volatility of the stock market. Again, it has gone down over the last month or so, but that's the same as the whole market. But again, 8% dividend according to Yahoo Finance. So again, you're buying it for the dividend, and you're buying it for some diversification and some stability, I would say. Again, the dividend hasn't really gone up over time, but again, this is a solid company. Again, it's not one you're going to get rich off by any means. You're not going to have any crazy returns off this, but it is going to provide stability. Again, it's got a good profit margin, good operating margin, 19% return on equity. So again, it is doing fairly well. Again, it's not growing massively by any means, but again, it is more of a shield you against the volatility of a lot of the traditional REITs, which I'll get into, and it also to provide stability, right? So again, getting into the other ones here, the first one is Canadian Real Estate Investment Trust, NET.UN. Again, this is one that hasn't been around for a while, but I believe it's only since 2018. But it is growing very well. Again, it's got a 5% dividend. Again, like I said, one that I wouldn't be crazy to jump into, but I think it's one definitely to keep your eye on because, again, the growth is utterly insane on this one, right? I mean, look at the, revenue 40%, net income 133, book value 39, tangible book value 39. Current ratio is very low. Shares are definitely increasing, but again, given how profitable it is, I think it's worth a look. And again, like I say, dividend is slowly going up. It looks like they did cut it slightly, but again, over time it is going up, which is exactly what you're looking for. The next one, again, another one that has not been around for long at all. I believe this one's only been around for a couple years now, but again, very, very, very good numbers. Again, 6.76% dividend, and that is Nexus Industrial REIT. Again, dividends stayed basically the same, but again, it has only been around since 2020, I believe, or even it's literally like 2 years. Again, if we get into the numbers here, profitability, again, very good. Again, net margin over 100%, gross margin 69%, book value, tangible book value going up 96%. Again, current ratio slightly lower than you'd want it to be. But again, as far as a REIT goes, this is growing about as fast as you can possibly find for a REIT. And given it has a 6.76% dividend, that is absolutely crazy. Typically, the dividend is going to be quite a bit lower for REITs that are growing this fast. So to be quite honest, of all the ones in here, this one probably has the most upside. Although I think there's 2 that could challenge it there. Next one I'm going to go over is Morguard, North American Residential Real Estate, MRG.UN. Again, this is one that's going to be, you're not going to get crazy growth out of it. Again, 4.32% dividend. Although, again, over time that has gone up, although it has flatlined for the last, looks like couple years, although over time it was going up. Again, like I say, you're not going to get crazy growth out of this, but this is something that, again, it's going to be fairly stable. Like I say, not growing anything crazy. The numbers aren't going to blow you out or blow you out of the water, at least as a whole for this one. But again, it is going to be decent. And again, getting into probably my favorite 2, if I had to pick just 2, and narrow it down to 2. The first one, Interrent Real Estate Investment Trust, IIP. And the main reason for this one is just how fast it's growing. And again, this one's been growing its dividends since 2014, every single quarter it looks like. And again, if you go back to that time, the dividend right now is only 2.79%. But if you go back to 2014, you're getting over a 6% dividend on cost, right? So this is, and again, if we look at the growth of this company, again, dividend is growing very consistently. If you look at the profitability, again, crazy high profitability. FFO is decent. It's not going to blow you out of the water. Although the growth is very good. Financial health, the shares are going up a little bit, but not the end of the world there. So again, this is probably my second favorite one, and my most favorite one, if I were to narrow it down, is Granite. This is one I'm sure most people have heard about. This one's very popular. Again, it has dividend that's growing, which I'll get into. FFO is very good. Profitability is a 5 out of 5 on here. So again, the reason you're buying this one is for the growth. The revenue is going up massively. Book value is going up massively. Profitability is through the roof. The financial health is very good, which is something that a lot of REITs are having trouble with right now, including some of the ones I brought up. Shares are actually going down for this one, so it looks like they might even be buying back. But again, the other big reason you're buying this is, again, dividend is going up consistently over time. They did cut it, it looks like, probably due to COVID, but again, it's been going up ever since then, and it was going up ever since 2013 prior to that. So, and again, if you would have bought it back in 2013, you'd have an 8.5% dividend right now on cost. Current dividend 4.18%, which is solid, right? I mean, I think that's above the REIT average, right? So something that you definitely need to look out for when it comes to REITs is that you don't want to buy solely based on the dividend. You need to buy based on they are growing, they are very profitable, they don't have crazy amounts of debt. That is what you're looking for in REITs, because REITs, honestly, in my opinion, you're looking for a combination of growth and the dividend, right? Stocks, typically you're looking for growth. REITs, and if you're looking for something that you're buying solely based on the dividend, then you're probably looking at like BDCs, right? BDCs, I mean, if we just pull up probably the most popular BDC here, Ares Capital, again, not growing anything crazy by any means. I mean, it actually is decently profitable, but nothing crazy. Again, revenue 15%, like it's got a 2.8 out of 5 here, profitability 2.7. So it's very, very average. But again, if you look at the dividend, the dividend is 9.7%, and that dividend has been consistent over time. I mean, going back to 2013, they paid $1.61 a share. Now they're paying $1.72, right? So it's virtually the same, right? So if all you're looking for is a dividend, honestly, the best thing is typically it's going to be BDCs, it's going to be mortgage REITs, although mortgage REITs are risky right now. Depending on who you ask, I would say moderately risky. Some people would say very risky. And again, there's also some oil companies and stuff that are paying very good dividends. I mean, there's like your AT&Ts and Verizons of the world that are boring as can be, but they're going to pay a consistent dividend. And then there's a lot of your utilities, the Fortises of the world that are you're gonna get that dividend, but again, they're very boring. So again, REITs, you are looking for a combination of growth and dividend growth. And I think Granite is probably the best example of that. IIP is probably the next best example of that. There's some other ones, NXR, NET, I think they're decent, but they don't have a long track record, right? That's another reason why I like Granite, is that they have a good track record going back a decade, right? So again, that's what I wanted to bring up today. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more.